I'm going to share with you guys how you can make these cool little dungeon steps for your HeroQuest build. Currently, my kids and I are playing Keller's Keep, which is the expansion pack of HeroQuest, and in it they have a set of stairs that are flat pieces of chip that you lay on the original board. But I'm going to try to make a three-dimensional version of the steps to go along with our 3D build. I cut out a piece of XPS foam that will cover the number of tiles the steps are going to go over. I then cut out smaller pieces that will give the illusion of steps and hot glue them together. Now that I have my little staircase, I can begin to texture them. I bevel some of the edges using a project knife and then texture the whole staircase with a ball of foil. I wanted to add an interesting detail to the staircase, so I decided to put in some catacombs into the sides of them with skulls in them, like what you would see in Paris. After I dug out the catacombs, I used a ballpoint pen to scribe in some of the stair details, cracks, and bricks. After I textured the stairs, I took a bunch of those little skulls that I had left over from my Blood Bowl build and glued them together in some interesting shaped piles. I then proceeded to hot glue the little piles into the catacombs. Now once I started gluing in those little piles, I realized that pink foam is going to be hard to paint over. I should have actually primed them black first, which you see me doing here. So if you do these, make sure you prime the insides of the catacombs black before you glue the skulls in. I then glue in a thin piece of XPS foam that will create a shelf for me to stick the skulls onto, and I prime that as well. Once those are glued in, I prime over those as well with the same Mod Podge craft paint, and then I base coat the whole thing a craft paint Mod Podge gray. I then dry brushed a gray and tan color over the whole staircase. I then grimied everything down with a dark brown wash. After that dried, I used the same gray and tan color to bring out the highlights of the whole staircase. Now the challenge here was to make the illusion of steps but flat so that the characters can stand on the tiles. So I used a matte black and faded it to create that shadow to give the idea of steps. And this is inspired by the original piece. And once I added the highlights to the edge of the steps to add more depth, it worked out pretty good. I wanted the skulls to pop out a little bit more, so I washed on some yellows and browns, grimy down the rest of the dungeon tiles, and added a little more highlighting, and these steps were done. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe.